Benaisha Poole, where you at? I can't hear you. Turn your mic on. Are you muted?
Yep, I'm here. Hey,
There you go. What's going on?
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Glad to be here.
Man, look. So we connected at Invest Fest, and I want people to talk about. I want you to talk about what you do for a living and why that's important because you own a black bank, and I think that that's extremely important. But the access to capital that the black community has is so limited, and it's so frustrating that VCs really and I know some people in the VC space, but VCs don't check for black companies like that. You see what happened with the Fearless Fund, and you see what happens with like stuff like that. And then a lot of times the banks are not necessarily on your side. It's amazing to meet a woman that owns a black bank, which I think is important. And when we spoke about you coming on to the Investathon tonight, I wanted to make sure that we made some space for you, but to talk to us about the importance of access to capital, because Start Engine is providing me an access to capital that I would never have before. This is a community funded app by people that are, and these aren't donations. I don't want people to think that you guys are this isn't a GoFundMe. And I know I support everybody raising money for Vice President Harris, but this is ownership. You are purchasing shares in this company. So I want you to speak to that though.
Yes, absolutely. So, guys, I do own a bank. I am nationwide. I also fund in 40 plus countries. And the importance of the dollar, the importance of the black dollar. So, let's face it, in modern times, a dollar circulates on average 6 hours in the black community. That, in contrast to other communities, is below the standard. So, in the Latino community, it circulates more than 6 times. In the Asian community, it circulates more than 9 times. That's equivalent to 20 days. In the white community, it's unlimited number of circulation. So this disparity of circulation highlights a deep-rooted economic disparity. So money circulation is important in our community because it helps us circulate what leads to higher financial stability as well as economic growth. So platforms like Fanbase and other Black-owned businesses, it's imperative and important that we invest in them. I am 100% a Black-owned bank. I do not have any business partners. I'm the sole owner. Investing in companies and investing in platforms that are for us, by us, will help us build generational wealth. So I heard a lot of people talk about equity, right? So equity is the way that you put money into a pot, you let it sit, and it grows. Ultimately, once it grows, you can pull the capital out and access it. Hopefully your equity grows to something phenomenal. But when you're investing, of course, as everyone said, it's a risk. You don't know what it's going to grow to unless more people invest in it. The Black spending dollar right now, the power that we have in our abilities, is almost surpassing 1.7. It's supposed to be about $1.8 trillion at this point. So with that being said, we have money in our community. We know how to spend money. We just have to be able to spend it on the right things. According to the Census Bureau, guys, 1 in every 5 white households is $1 million household. In the Black community, 1 in 20 is $1 million household. That's a big gap, right? But guess what? On the flip side of it, 1 in 4 of the Black community household is either zero in wealth or negative wealth. So it is important to invest in platforms such as this. This is a technology company. Technology is only getting better. It's growing. It's not going anywhere. If you're going to put your money towards something, you have to realize that investing is a long game. Okay, you can't put your money in there and expect it to turn profit in 24 seconds. You got to leave it in there for it to grow. But guess what? If you put it into places like this, Fanbase, then you'll definitely grow a profit because, let's face it, it's been around for a couple years. I joined Fanbase in 2020, and I've been a member ever since. And I'm also an investor. So go to startengine.com/fanbase, startengine.com/fanbase, and invest. Look, it's only $3.99. Put in your $600. Let it sit. Let it work for you. and gain your profit later.
Thank you so much. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome. You're
Thank you for
welcome.
being here. I'm so gracious for you to be here in your your wealth of knowledge and what you're doing, and glad to have you as an investor in Fanbase, and we'll continue to build. Look, I might be knocking on the look. Y'all, Banks got money. Look? We're gonna have to have that talk too. So
Absolutely. And look, you guys, if you guys have businesses, or homes that you own, don't be afraid to pull equity out of there if you want to, invest in other things that you're sitting on the golden ticket. After the big economic boom in 2020, COVID, we're all sitting on equity if you purchased a home during that time. So don't be afraid to tap into a little of your equity, pull out some capital, and invest in some of these businesses so you can turn profit.
wow. Thank you.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.